All right, so I am. What's up, y'all? How are you glowing? It's been a while since I've done a tea with Crystal. I'm about to record a podcast episode, and I figured I'll just do video with it as well. I'm currently sitting out, not directly in front of Starbucks, but um, just sitting out in my car. This is what I do when I need space. Now, actually, I'm not even gonna talk about it yet. I'm just gonna like share it on um when I record the podcast. But I'm gonna name this podcast I Just Need a Minute. Um I just need a minute, okay? And so I guess I can share this first before I actually start recording the podcast. But um I always find myself getting in a place where, first of all, I did not read my Bible this morning. I did not do devotion this morning. I didn't do it yesterday. I didn't just pause and pray and take a minute. And I realized that when I do that, like, it's just not healthy for me. It's just not healthy for me at all to skip that. So yeah, I'm gonna save the rest for the podcast. So um thank you for listening, and please go subscribe to the podcast. This is new to me because look, I got to start somewhere, right? And so if it starts in my car with me recording videos just to acclimate myself to when I am like the vision that I have, but I got to start somewhere. So I have this vision of um recording my podcast live on a stage with an audience full of people, or I also have a vision of recording my podcast in a very nice studio and having a whole setup and things, just like what we see on YouTube. That's what I want. But I just have to get used to like doing video and podcast. But it can, I'm sure it could be very easy to set up and do. Um, so here we go. All right. So what you're currently experiencing is like me becoming the woman that I desire to be. And I had to get like perfectionism out of the way, and always feeling like things have to be perfect and look perfect pretty much, which turns into comparison, because then I'm comparing myself to these people on YouTube who have the nice setup and things like that. And yes, some people are, they can start that way, but I'm gonna enjoy my small beginnings, y'all, and not despise them. Okay, I used to despise the small beginnings, which used to keep me in a place of like not wanting to do anything because I wanted things to look perfect. And if I'm aiming for perfectionism, I'm never going to do anything, because it's like nothing is ever going to be good enough for me, right? But this is a part of the process. This is a part of becoming. This is a part of learning um, who I am. And these are the moments where I'll be able to look back on and say, this is where I started. In my car, in Starbucks. I mean, in the parking lot of a Starbucks in a Aspen Dental recording podcast. So I even did something different. Like I usually would get coffee, but I was just like, okay, I can't have coffee tonight, just because of how I'm feeling physically. So I'm like, let me just drink some tea, which I've been wanting to do for the past couple of days. Just drink some tea instead of some coffee in the morning. And so I am enjoying a nice honey mint citrus tea, I think it is. And this is so good. I've had this before, but I haven't drank tea in so long. Like, my body's just like, girl, that's enough coffee, okay? You drink coffee in the morning. Well, actually, I did not have coffee. I shared a few sips of my husband's coffee, but I didn't make my own cup of coffee this morning. So, and I'm sorry, y'all. My phone keep zooming in and out. I got this auto zoom thing on, but this is so good. This is a tall honey citrus mint tea with the one pump classic in it. So good. Okay. Okay. Oh, and before I go any further, I'll just share that in the podcast, y'all. See, I'm learning. I'm learning. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible. I use my podcast as a way to like vent and share my story too, but I feel like I want to be able to have video on YouTube as well when I'm doing this, and then I can take the clips and put it on TikTok and all that good stuff. So, anywho, let's go. Welcome to the Fearless Money podcast. Oh, see y'all, this is what I'm talking about. Trial and error. Trial and error. It just started it the wrong way, first of all. So let's go back. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Mind Your Funds podcast, a extension of Fearless Money Inc. I am your host and founder of Fearless Money Inc., Crystal. Hey y'all. How are y'all doing today, or this evening, or this morning, whatever the time of the day is that you are listening to this? I just thank you for tuning in and taking time to hear me on this beautiful day or night. So, Fearless Money Inc. is a nonprofit organization, and at Fearless Money Inc., we provide keys to help wives thrive in their life and business through their faith and their finances. So it's all about just giving wives the keys to live a very fulfilling life, because wives are the pillars of the home. They are like the walls of the home. They keep everything together. So if you're like me and you're a wife, if you know, then you know, right? So for me, I'm like the glue that holds a lot of things together, everything together. But how Fearless Money Inc. came about is, I'll just share the recent. So I realized as a wife that there are not a lot of resources available to help wives thrive in their lives. And I say that because I have been through a lot of different things, to try to get help or receive assistance, whether it was in business or my personal life or financially or as a mom. And I just want a place where you can find a little bit of everything in one place. So wives, we tend to forget about them. I don't know. Like I've noticed that marriage is always talked about as a whole. You may have some things for wives. You may have some things for husbands or moms. The mom movement is just everything. So we hear mompreneur this, mom life this, mom this, single moms this, all kind of stuff. But it's like, what about the wives? Y'all left us out, okay? So this is just a place where like you can come and you can just live a fulfilling life. Get the keys or the resources that you need to thrive in your life, because we tend to forget about ourselves. We're always trying to cater to our husbands, or we're trying to cater to our kids, or be the CFO and the chef and the chauffeur and everything else, and no self-care for us, no financial life for us. And I'm not saying that every woman is like this, but for me, my story is a little different. So I'm kind of going backwards, a little bit, the way that I started. And so I had to take a journey of healing. And when I started that journey, I realized that there was just a lot of things that I needed help with. I needed to kind of figure out my life. And now I'm at the point where I've been married for 11 years. I'm a wife. I am a wife, but a mom of 5 children. Not just moving to Georgia, but been living in Georgia for 2 years now, from Florida, a place where I was born and raised. My kids were born and raised. And so we all had to get used to living a different life. So when I got here, I was like, oh man, there is a lot that I need and I need help with. And as I was looking around and doing research and all of this stuff, there's just not a place where I can find it all in one. Because if I need to go to a business meeting, where's a place that I can take my children with me and drop them in a daycare room and go hop in a meeting real quick and be able to get them and leave? Like there is a way that we can make life work for us. Like we don't have to choose this or that, be a stay-at-home mom, go out and work, do. Y'all know where I'm going with this. So yes, Fearless Money Inc. is going to be that resource. So, on to the podcast episode. Sorry for the rambling, y'all. So, I'm going to name this episode of the podcast, I Just Need a Minute. I just need a minute. So, let's chat for a little bit. This is going to be girl talk. And y'all can let me know what you think in the comments and, by subscribing and things like that. But I just need a minute. So, I find myself always in a position where I get so like frustrated and like overwhelmed, and I don't want to say stressed out, but a little bit of pressure. I'm trying to watch my words. Feeling a little bit of pressure, and like I'm just, my back up is up against the wall. And the past week, it's the weekend, and I'm just thinking about all the things I didn't get done, I didn't accomplish because of how the week went. And then I start to beat myself up because I didn't plan out my week, and maybe this wouldn't have gone like this if I did this, or maybe this would have gone this way if I had did this. And oh my god, we need to go buy this. And oh my god, my dryer is broke. Now I have to go wash, I have to take all day to wash loads of clothes for a family of 7, and then load everybody up and take it all out to go dry it. And what else, y'all? The bills need to be paid, and now I need to go find a job just to have a little bit of stability while I build this thing. And so yeah, I just needed a minute, and I found myself overly frustrated, y'all. Like today, I took a nap because my body was just like, you can't do no more on this great MLK day. You just can't do no more. Don't even try to work. Don't try to do this. Don't try to do that. Just go take a nap. And so that's what I had to do, or I really would have been pushing myself and just burning out the little bit that I did have left. And so I had to tell my husband, I need a minute. I have to come out and just sit. And sometimes, y'all, it takes a lot. Like I won't do this. What I realize about myself is that I won't go out like I know that I need to. Like if I had a plan where I was doing like 2 days out of the week, I would come out and just get an out, like at least 2 hours. I wouldn't stay out longer than that, to just come collect myself, get some quietness, and just sit in my car and enjoy like a coffee or whatever it is. And then first I started doing that because last semester I started school again, so I started college again. And it's like I had to force myself to make days so I can hold myself accountable to follow through with the college courses, because I had put in my mind that I was not going to fail. I wasn't going to fall behind, like, just like I used to be. I'm like, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not going to start college and then quit once everything feels overwhelming. So I had to start putting things in place, systems in place. So I would come out 2 days out of the week to do schoolwork. Now, that's not taking time for myself. That's me getting out of the house so I can focus on doing something else instead of just coming out to be able to do things that I love like this, and just enjoy some quiet time, and maybe and sit with God, and maybe I don't know, get on the phone and have a nice conversation or something like that. So when I started doing that, it wasn't from a place of like, let me take care of myself and um let me you know get myself a little bit balanced, because it's about to be the middle of the week. So that didn't count. But as soon as school was over, it was like I quit. I stopped that. And that was early December. I stopped taking the days that I needed. Why? Because I don't know, like guilt, shame, like just making me feel like I don't deserve to take time for myself. And so I will stay in the house. And like, if I'm realizing that if I don't take time for myself, y'all, my kids and my husband will not like me. Nobody in the house will like me. I don't even like myself when I'm like that. So I just need a minute. I just need a minute. Now, this applies to more than taking time for yourself. This I need a minute can mean anything for you. This can mean I need a minute. This is me taking myself on a date. I need a minute. Okay? I'm taking myself out tonight. I need a minute. I'm going to therapy. I need a minute. I'm going out with friends tonight. I need a minute. Let me sit down and watch this movie by myself and enjoy it. I need a minute. I need a minute. It can mean anything for you. And I'm telling myself now that, Crystal, I need a minute says so much in so little. Just that one line. And so I'm going to start using that more. And I encourage you to use it. I need a minute, okay? And feel no shame and no guilt about it, because that was my issue too. Like, just me taking time for myself, it made me feel guilty. And I used to feel like ashamed because I wanted to have time for I need to have time for myself. I want to go shop for myself, or can I just go walk through Target for a minute, or can I just enjoy this bath, or can I just watch a movie by myself, or what's wrong with that? Now I'm realizing where that's coming from. And so this is when we have to backtrack and become aware, or recognize why guilt and shame is some of the, even anxiety is some of the feelings that come up when it comes to you taking care of yourself and doing what you know you need to do for yourself, so your cup can be filled to give yourself to your family, your marriage, your business, your clients, your services, your products, whatever it is, your community, in the way that you need to. Why does guilt and shame and anxiety and fear come up? For me, it's because when I was growing up, especially in my teen years, I took on this mindset of I can't do anything for myself because it's not pleasing to my parents. Like, I feel like I was molded into this child that, not I feel like, I know. I was molded into this child that, you know, aim to please your parents. Whatever your parents wanted you to do, you go do that. So anything outside of those boundaries, my own interests, what I knew I wanted to do, what I knew I had interest in, things that I enjoy, was out of the question. So I took that into my adult years. And y'all, pretty much for my 20s, I lived that. I lived a life of still trying to please my parents. Got into a marriage with a broken mindset because I was trying to run from the fact of like trying to please my parents, which eventually turned everything round into me being rebellious and not liking them in a sense. So trying to avoid them or making up things, or like it, y'all, it's crazy. The fact that like I took that into my marriage, and all of this just turned into a big old pot of codependency. Codependency, because I felt like I couldn't think for myself. I had to be validated, or I had to have approval of what I was doing. So that made me become a person that I was not meant to be. I was people pleasing. And so anything that, if I took two steps outside of the boundaries of or the box, or whatever you want to call it, if I took two steps outside of that to go explore my own interests, the things that were pulling me, I would, like, in a sense, kind of walk out the door and peek around. It's like a little kid that knows that they're not supposed to go outside or something, and they go outside and just, oh, who's outside? Let me see, or something like that. And then, oh, let me go back inside before I get caught. That's how life was for me. And y'all, I'm 30, I'm about to be 36. And it took me, oh my goodness, so long to realize this. So these are one of the things that I have to overcome and be okay with being myself and being the person that I know that I am. It was like I'm inside of a house looking out the window, looking at my life and not being able to go outside and enjoy it. My life was outside of the house and I was stuck in the house, sometimes in the basement, just looking out the window, hoping, wishing, praying that I can go outside and enjoy what's outside. Can y'all imagine that? So now when I say I need a minute, I have to go through so much just to take a minute for myself. And I need a minute meant so much to me, but even when I knew I needed to start taking care of myself in so many different ways, not just taking some time for myself, but this was financially, this was in like becoming stable, this was establishing a career, this was just taking care of myself, like, and in turn all of this affected me physically. So like it was my mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, everything, like everything was impacted because I wouldn't take the time that I knew I needed for myself. And that's how everything was going. So now when I say I need a minute, I have to like go punch guilt in the face, go punch shame in the face, go punch anxiety in the face, and then also fight for a couple days with these little foxes that be running around. You know about the little foxes, the verse in the Bible. These little foxes that are running around, and I gotta go fight all of this too, just to get to say, okay, I can't take no more. I'm tired of fighting myself. I'm tired of fighting these feelings and these emotions because I'm trying to make you feel good or trying to make my children feel good. And you know, y'all, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place, but when I'm leaving my house, my kids will be like, where are you going, Mom? Why? Because they're not used to me going anywhere. They don't ever see, if I do leave, they know I'm going to church or very rarely grocery shopping. I may go out. It's very rare that I go grocery shop by myself because usually I have to do pickups to, you know, take everyone with me, or it's me and my husband, or if I am coming to get Starbucks, it's like everybody's in the car with me, so they know that, like, where's mommy going and things like that. So even my husband is not used to that, and it's very unhealthy because they are all so used to me just being around and not taking time for myself, so they don't understand it. And so my husband will think something is wrong because I'm saying, like, I just need to go out for a couple hours. I'll leave that there because y'all can possibly imagine, like, what is happening even when I tell my husband I need a minute. It's like, oh, wait, hold up. What's going on? Like, you okay? And stuff, because they're just not used to me doing this and doing what I need to do for myself. So it's the same for me. Like, my brain, my mindset, my thoughts, my just being has to process it as well to know that, okay, she got to take care of herself. And so when that thought comes in my mind, it's like, wait, that's not a normal thought. What's going on here? You don't take care of yourself. What you doing? Who says you can go take care of yourself? Who says that you can take time to do what you need to do for yourself? Who says that you can go sit in some peace and quiet for a little bit and leave your husband at home with the kids to cook and deal with them when you do it 7 days a week, 24 hours a day? Who says that that's okay for you to step outside of that and enjoy yourself? I need a minute can mean I need to go enjoy myself so we can enjoy each other as a family when I'm home. Y'all don't want me yelling and frustrated and just ready to throw everything in the house, right? So I need a minute. So that's, y'all, that's it. That's all the episode is about. And it's kind of like a venting episode, just releasing some things. And another thing I'll share too is that when I don't take time to, like, in the mornings to journal and do devotion and pray and read and really fill myself up in that way too, in the spiritual aspect, my days can go kind of crazy too. Like today was one of those days that it went kind of like yesterday and today actually. So with the weekends and today being a holiday and kids are home, I'm supposed to be enjoying my family, like with no stress, no frustration, no thinking about what I need to do. I need to work. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. And y'all, it's a work in progress because I've never been that person. So I'm supposed to be enjoying my family, my husband, on the weekends and holidays. It just is what it is. If they're home, I'm not going to try to position myself to try to work when I know I need to be focused on my kids, because that brings a lot of frustration. So I did not get up this morning and do my devotion time. I didn't do that yesterday. I just got up yesterday morning, which was Sunday. I didn't go to church. So that's another thing too. I felt like I was just so tired that I didn't even want to get dressed and get everybody together for church. And those are the things that bother me, because when I get to the point where I'm just so tired by Sunday, where it's like it feels like it takes so much for us to get ready and go get out the house for church, then Crystal, you got to fix something. And sometimes you have to press through that. Now, I encourage you to go back and watch my Keep Pressing episode, listen to my Keep Pressing episode, but you have to press through those feelings. And I've had a lot of times where it's like Sundays will come, even Saturdays, I'm just like, I'm not going to church tomorrow. And when I start to have those thoughts, I'm like, okay, I need to go. There's a reason why. Like when Saturdays come and I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired, I don't even want to do nothing, I don't want to go to church tomorrow, I go, because it's not all the time, but I'll get up and just press through and go. And if my husband doesn't go, I'll leave my kids at home, because I'm like, I need to be filled spiritually. And then plus I get to be around all of my church family who are amazing people. So I'm filled up socially, spiritually on Sundays. And then when I get up in the mornings and do my journaling and devotion time and fill myself up in that way, it does help my days go way more smooth and easier and less stressful, because I've had that time with God. I've had my time to talk with him and communicate with him and hear from him as well. And then I can go about my day with ease. So that's another thing too. It's like I need a minute is also my devotion time, my journaling time, my prayer time, my church time. That's also included in I need a minute. I need a minute can mean whatever is valuable to you. So whatever you do in your life, whether good or bad, it holds weight and it has some type of value. So if you say I need a minute and you go pour you a glass of alcohol or wine or whatever, that's what's valuable for you at the time. And your I need a minute is, let me go and pour me some alcohol or pour me some wine and let me go have a drink. This will help me calm down a little bit. Or I need a minute can be I need a minute can mean, let me sit down for this 1 hour and get my work done and stop procrastinating. Like it can mean so many different things for you. So go get your minute. Go tell your children or husband or whoever, I need a minute. Tell yourself that. I need a minute. Crystal, I need a minute. Okay? Just don't stop thinking, overthinking, stop procrastinating, stop doing this and doing that, and just take a minute and get it done. So that's the episode. And I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's just a chit chat, y'all. I just like to come and speak and release in this way. And I really enjoy doing this. So please go follow Fearless Money Inc. on TikTok and Instagram. And we don't have a Twitter yet, but it's coming. Follow me, Crystal_Clayton on TikTok. Also Crystal Clayton _ on Instagram. I'm on Twitter too at Crystal Clayton _. So you can go follow me there. And just thank you for listening. Download the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, share the podcast. Let me know what you think. Let's become friends, y'all. I just want to hear your thoughts. And if you're a wife and you know that you know that you know, hey girl, what's up? Let's be besties. Oh, let's chat it up, okay? So until the next episode, I want to thank y'all for listening. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all, I forgot. I forgot I was even recording a video. But that's my episode. See how my mind works? I'm like immediately thinking about the next thing I can do before I have to go back home. But if y'all enjoy that podcast, please let me know that recording and the things that I share. Please let me know. Subscribe to the channel. I thank y'all for watching. This is my life, y'all, and I'm just sharing it. This is my life right now. And I just want to be completely transparent, 100% authentic, because before, like I said, I was trying to show up as somebody that had it all together and was perfect. And I'm not, but I got a great purpose and calling from God, and I know that it's not gonna look, I'm not even gonna say that because I was about to say it's not gonna look like heaven, but this is heaven on earth, okay? And it starts, I cannot despise the small beginnings, y'all. Like, this is me moving mountains and doing what I have to do regardless. I'm gonna keep pressing. I'm not gonna come down because I'm rebuilding something, and God is doing something new in my life, and I have to be able to press through these moments of like, this doesn't look right, or oh, I don't have the time, or I don't want to record in this place or that place. Whatever. God knows who my people is. He knows who he's called me to. So those that know, they'll know that they know, and they will understand, and they'll get it. This is what life is for me. So hope y'all enjoyed that. Remember to glow. Remember to affirm yourself. Remember to do what makes you happy, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. Go take a minute. Tell yourself, I need a minute, and go do whatever you need to do. Okay? Subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.